Sri Sai Ram. Hearty welcome to Sri Satya Sai Lok Seva Gurukulam chemistry class. Chapter is on chemical reactions and equations. We have studied something already. This is the second part. So, what you have studied? Number 1, symbols of elements. What are elements? Simplest form of substances which cannot be split up into smaller parts by easier means. Example, you have hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sodium, potassium, calcium, etc. Okay, and these are what is called as symbols. Symbol of hydrogen is H, oxygen is O, nitrogen is N, and so on. So, they are the short scientific names of the substances. So, they are what is called as symbols. Also, we have studied about chemical formula. Chemical formula is a short scientific name of compounds or elements. We say formula for water is H2O, formula for carbon dioxide is CO2, okay. Ammonia is NH3, methane is CH4, and so on. That what is called as chemical formula. Also, we have seen about physical change and chemical change. Physical change is a temporary change. For example, if you heat ice, it becomes water, the temporary change. Similarly, if you cool water, it becomes ice. Whereas chemical change means permanent change. If you burn carbon, it becomes carbon dioxide. If you burn sulfur, it becomes sulfur dioxide. From sulfur dioxide, you cannot get back sulfur and oxygen. That is why it is called as permanent change. Also, we have studied about chemical reactions. Many reactions like formation of water. In case of water, you have two elements, namely hydrogen and oxygen. They are the two gases. They combine to form what is called as water. This is a gas and oxygen is a gas, water is a liquid. That is what is called skeletal equation, remember? And if you balance it, 2 hydrogen here, 2 hydrogen balanced, oxygen is 2 here, oxygen is 1 here. So, make it 2. Now, if you make it 2, hydrogen becomes 2. That is called balancing of equations, which you already studied in the previous class. Now, coming to home assignments, first question, zinc metal reacts with HCl to produce a solution of zinc chloride and hydrogen gas. So, zinc is Zn, hydrochloric acid is HCl, AQ means solution. If you add zinc to hydrochloric acid solution, it becomes zinc chloride and hydrogen, and that is a balanced reaction because 2 hydrogen here, 2 hydrogen here, 1 zinc, 1 zinc, 2 chlorine, 2 chlorine. Is it all right? So, it is also an example for displacement reaction which we are going to study next. Second question, when solid mercuric oxide is heated, liquid mercury and oxygen gas are produced. So, mercuric oxide is HgO. Mercury has got 2 valencies. One is valency 1. Here mercuric means 2. So, this 2 cancels, you get HgO. mercuric oxide, heated it gives mercury plus oxygen. Here oxygen is a gas, therefore arrow mark up. Here when you balance it, 2Hg here, 2Hg here, 2O here, 2O here. So that is called as a balanced equation. Coming to the next question, balance the following chemical equations. So H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid plus sodium hydroxide, gives sodium sulphate plus water. It is a neutralization reaction. Acid react with a base to form salt and water, and for balancing, H is 2 here, H is 2 here, S is 1 here to start with, 1 here, O is 4 plus 1, 5 is there. To balance it, you have to write 2 here. Now H becomes 4. Now here 2H plus 2H, totally 4H. Na is 2 here, Na is 2 here, O is 2 here, 2 plus 4, 6 here, 4 plus 2, 6 here. Similarly, in this case, 2Al, 2Al, 6Cl, 2 3s are 6Cl, 6H, 3 2s are 6H. That is called balanced equation. Now, what do you mean by balanced equation? Why should a chemical equation be balanced? And answer is, in a chemical reaction, the number of atoms of the reactants are equal to number of atoms of the product. Here just now I explained, number of atoms of aluminum be same as in the product. Similarly, of hydrogen, same as in the product. Similarly, of chlorine, same as in the product. So both are must be same. So a chemical equation when balanced gives the quantity of a substance consumed or produced during a chemical reaction. Should know how much reactants to be taken and how much product is formed. So by the law of mass action, the mass of the reactant should be equal to masses of the product. So that you can make out from the chemical equations or a balanced equation. Okay, that is the homework. Now coming to today's topic, significance of a balanced chemical equation. A balanced chemical equation gives a lot of quantitative information about a chemical reaction. So what are the quantitative information? Number 1, number of atoms and molecules taking part in the reaction and the corresponding mass of the atomic or the product. So you will be knowing how many atoms are participating, how many molecules are participating, is it not? Secondly, number of moles taking part in the reaction, the corresponding masses in grams or other convenient units. So you will be knowing about moles also, you will be knowing about volumes also, relations between the volume of the reactant and the products when they are in the gaseous state. For example, nitrogen combines with hydrogen to form ammonia. The process is called Haber's process. Here 1 volume of nitrogen combines with the 3 volume of hydrogen to form 2 volume of ammonia. So you say ratio of nitrogen and hydrogen is 1:3. That is what is said here, because both are gases. Nitrogen is a gas, hydrogen is a gas, and ammonia is also gas. So we can make out the volume. Similarly, we will see moles. 1 mole of nitrogen combines with 3 mole of hydrogen to form 2 mole of ammonia. Similarly, if you take weight also, we will see that the two things are balanced. So that is the significance of chemical reaction. Then coming to mass relation. So, in this reaction, just now what I told, there is a presence of a catalyst here, that you must write here. Here the catalyst is iron and temperature is about 500 degrees Celsius. That will be written on the arrow mark or above or below. So, what is N2 here? Nitrogen. What is H2 here? Hydrogen. NH3? Ammonia. So, 1 mole of nitrogen combines with 3 mole of hydrogen to form 2 mole of ammonia. Is it alright? Coming to mass, 28 gram of nitrogen. Atomic mass of nitrogen is 14. There are 2 atoms. So, it becomes 14 into 2, 28. Then there are 6 atoms of hydrogen. So, 6 into 1, 6 grams of hydrogen. 28 plus 6 becomes 34 grams of ammonia. So, quantity of a substance consumed or produced can be determined only if you use a balanced chemical equation. So, if the equation is balanced only, we can make out quantity of a substance consumed or produced. This is what is called produced, or we call it as product. Consumed means reactants. How many grams of reactants are required for the reaction? How many grams of product is formed? Okay, that can be made out. And this is in practical life. Our thoughts, words and actions, deed means actions, should be same. That is why you must daily practice of creating positive thoughts. Whenever you meet any person, usually in today's world everywhere you get negative thoughts, mobiles also, so much negative will come, but you must generate positive thoughts. And as you think, so also you must speak, and then your action also must be what you speak. So, then what happens? Thoughts, words and actions becomes the same. Then we call it as Trikarana Shuddhi. Trikarana Shuddhi, Manassu, Matu, Kriti. In Kannada we call it, become the same. So, here is a small story of a boy and a nail, just for a change. In chemistry also, when you hear so many things about equation, balancing and all, here is a story, and the story is about how to balance our mind. A boy had lot of anger, and his father told, go on, whenever you get angry, go on fixing up one nail. So, that day he fixed it up so much from morning till evening. So many times he got angry. For everything he went on fixing up nails. And it so happened every day number of nails fixing came down, because he thought that becoming anger is not good. Control his anger. And Baba says how to control anger. You drink water whenever you get angry, or you quit the place, or lie down on a bed, look at the mirror, or do Namasmarana, like that he says, by which you can control. Like that the boy also, number of nails went on reducing day by day, and after a week or so there was no nail at all, because he has controlled the whole anger. He has become so calm and quiet. And even if there are no nails, father comes and shows him, see, even if you don't have angry, the effect of the anger is there. So, that is what he said, words once spoken, eggs once broken are irreparable. So, when once you tell something, you must be careful. That is what Basavanna said, ನುಡಿದರೆ ಮುತ್ತಿನ ಹಾರದಂತಿರಬೇಕು. So, you should speak such a way, should not hurt others. So, when you get angry, the effect of the anger will be there. Even if you control the anger, effect will be there. That can be seen by the pits. Now, how to balance the pits? By service, by loving actions. That pits also, by giving more and more positive thoughts. Is it all right? I hope all of you will control the thoughts, or I can control the anger by seeing this. That is what is called imbalance. So, this imbalance can be controlled or can be balanced by creating more and more positive thoughts. Now, volume relationship for reactions involving gases. So, if there are gases, we have to use the law of definite proportions by volume, and there was one scientist by name Gay-Lussac of France found that the volume of the reactant and the products in the gaseous state are related to each other by small integers. For example, if you take hydrogen and chlorine, both are gases. Hydrogen is a gas, combustible gas. It is a greenish gas, and if they combine, they form hydrogen chloride, again a gas. If you add it to water, it becomes hydrochloric acid. So, the integers here, the ratio is 1:1, provided the volumes are measured at the same temperature and pressure. The temperature and pressure are same, then the ratio will be simple. That is what is told by Gay-Lussac. So, the law is called Gay-Lussac's law of combining volumes. You are going to study in a higher class, especially PU. For example, in case of water, 2 molecules of water hydrogen combines with 1 molecule of oxygen to form 2 molecules of water, which is a liquid. And here you say, other word you use it, 2 mole of hydrogen combined with 1 mole of oxygen to form 2 mole of water. This blue represents hydrogen, green represents oxygen. So, in the combination we get water. Okay. So, what is Gay-Lussac said? He said that the volume of hydrogen and oxygen and the water that is formed will be simple. It's simple. So, that is a balancing of equation. So, what do you conclude? From a balanced chemical equation, we get relations between mole, mass and volume of the reactants and product. This quantitative relationship has been found useful in chemical calculations. For example, if there is a soap factory, and soap factory have to add a suitable quantity of the vegetable oil, suitable quantity of the base like sodium hydroxide, perfumes and so on. So, there is a ratio. So, quantitative relationship is there, which is very important for chemical calculations, for formation of so many chemicals like soap or shampoo. Okay. There are all this is needed. That is what you can make out from the balanced reaction. From a balanced chemical equation, we get relation between mole, mass and volume, reactant, the product. So, that is very important. And some fun facts also you must note about chemical reactions. Unlike many substances, water expands as it freezes. Ice cubes take more volume than water used to freeze it. You might have tasted ice candy in front of your schools or in front of theatres and all. You find some ice candies, right? And these ice candies are prepared with the taking in a water in a container, and there they put little less quantity of water, because when it freezes the volume of the water will increase. So, the ice cream will become full, ice candy become full. Of course, there will be stick to added to it. So, it is one interesting factor. You must note that when water become ice, the volume increases, that is the meaning. So, air becomes liquid at minus 190 degrees Celsius. So, when air is cooled, it becomes liquid air. Similarly, you have liquid oxygen, liquid nitrogen and so on. And if you pour a handful of salt in a full glass of water, water level will actually go down. So, by adding salt to water, the level of water goes down. You can experiment today only. Okay, that is another interesting point. Also, you need saliva to taste any food. Chemicals in food need to dissolve in saliva to give us the taste. Suppose you say Mysore pak, the word Mysore pak itself will give saliva. Oh, because it is made up of ghee, so nice, like that you imagine. Or if you say ice cream, the word ice cream itself will give you joy. And if you start eating, naturally saliva will add to it. Where is that saliva? It is the tongue. So, that saliva is compulsory. Even if you eat some beetle, this one rice, no, what happens? It will not get digested. Only if you saliva is added, any fruit, any food, you have to add saliva to it, otherwise there will be no taste. So, addition of saliva is important. Similarly, if you see Mars, Mars is one of the planets. Can you name? It is in the solar system. What is solar system? It is a system of planets around the sun. They go around the sun. First one is becoming Mercury, then Venus, then Earth. Next to Earth is Mars. That Mars is red in color because of the iron oxide that is present. So, it is one of the very nice planets to see. Sometimes you can see in naked eyes also, otherwise you can see in telescopes. So, all these are interesting items. Okay, some fun facts. Now, coming to chemical reactions again, first one is called chemical combination. In combination reaction, two or more substances combine to form a new substance. For example, when magnesium is burnt in oxygen, it forms magnesium oxide. Take a magnesium ribbon and heat it. It burns with a dazzling white color. You might have seen Deepavali also, lot of crackers, they burn. No? So, it is also chemical reaction taking place. So, that is one reaction, 2Mg, 2Mg, O2, O2. And if heat any of the carbon forms, it becomes, when it is heated in oxygen, in presence of oxygen, it becomes carbon dioxide. So, this is called chemical combination. When two or more substances combine, they form a new substance. Here is a very interesting experiment you can also try. That is, take a beaker of water or any vessel you can take, but if we see that you should touch it. So, take some quicklime, calcium oxide is also called quicklime. available on the market, in the roadside only they sell it. What you call it as sunna. Add some water and just touch it. If you touch it, you feel very hot. Why it is hot? Because the reaction is called exothermic. Exo means giving out, it gives out heat. So, when water is added to quicklime, it forms calcium hydroxide. So, it is a very interesting experiment you can try. I think most of your houses you have grandfather or grandmother, and even elders also, they use what you call betel leaves. They add some chunam plus arecanut, and betel leaves is green in color, chunam is white in color, arecanut is brown in color, and all the three are mixed and put into your mouth. When it is mixed with saliva, becomes red in color. That is a chemical reaction. And when it becomes red, you cannot get back your chunam or your betel leaves or arecanut. You can't get it back because it is a chemical reaction. And this chunam is made in this process, where you have to add water. It becomes after 1 or 2 days, it becomes very soft in nature. But while it becomes this calcium hydroxide, lot of heat is evolved. A small amount of calcium oxide is taken in a beaker. We have to add water to it. If we touch the side of the beaker, we feel the solution becoming hot. Such reaction when heat is evolved is called exothermic reaction. For example, calcium oxide plus water gives calcium hydroxide. It is a very good example for combination, chemical combination. So, a reaction in which a single product is formed. So, this is a single product formed by 2 or more reactants. These are reactants, is known as combination reaction. Is it okay? And we will see now some more examples, applications of this combination. While whitewashing, you might have seen slaked lime solution is added to the walls. Gradually it reacts with carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Here this is slaked lime called calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide, how you got it? The one experiment I explained just now, you get calcium hydroxide. What is this? Carbon dioxide. What happens? It becomes calcium carbonate. Calcium carbonate. And water. So, gradually reacts with carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So, when you do some whitewashing, slowly the color becomes white because of the calcium carbonate that is formed, right. So, calcium carbonate that is white in color will be formed, and it is an example for exothermic reaction because there is evolution of heat. And some more examples, when methane, CH4 is methane, you can note down. When methane react with oxygen, it forms carbon dioxide. O2 is oxygen. What is CO2? Carbon dioxide. What is H2O? Water. It is also exothermic reaction. There is a evolution of heat. When methane reacts with oxygen, heat is evolved. One more thing is respiration and digestion. While respiration, what the gas you take? You take oxygen. We inhale oxygen. What do you exhale? We exhale carbon dioxide. So, when you exhale carbon dioxide, heat is evolved. You can just touch, if you keep your hand under nose, we feel that the carbon dioxide and water vapor comes. We feel the hotness, because during reaction there will be temperature will be there. Digestion also, when you take food inside, after digestion it becomes hot, that is example for exothermic reaction. Similarly, decomposition of vegetable matter into biomass and compost is an exothermic reaction. Those who have got gobar gas know very well. Vegetables, waste vegetables or some leaves and all waste, if they are put for some time in the, what you call it as big gobar gas plants, they will get what you call biomass. This biomass after the reaction becomes a compost, the waste comes out, and this is a reaction of a bacteria, anaerobic fermentation takes place. It is a exothermic reaction in daily life, okay. And you can just see the video. Do you know that chemical reactions are occurring just around us right now? So, this is an example of chemical reaction around us, how it takes place. So, watch this video.
Have you ever seen science experiments like these in which two materials react to each other? This is called a chemical reaction. Most of the time, when we hear the words chemical reaction, we think of these kinds of chemicals, synthesized and only used in special laboratories. Although it is true chemical reactions do take place in a scientific lab, we should also think about chemical reactions that are around us in everyday life. We just have to know where to look. Have you ever left a shiny piece of metal outside only to come back after a rainy day and find it's changed color? This is an example of a chemical reaction. When iron is combined with oxygen and water, they create a more complex substance called iron oxide, or how we know it, rust. Another chemical reaction we see is probably taking place in your backyard right now. It's called photosynthesis. When sunlight hits the green leaves of a plant, combined with water and carbon dioxide, the plant makes glucose and oxygen, yet another chemical reaction that is taking place in our lives right now. Yet another chemical reaction taking place around us is when we light a match. At first, this might seem like a physical change, but the chemicals themselves are the ones changing. First, a phosphorus tip is struck against a rough surface. The wood from the matchstick and the oxygen around it makes smoke, fire, and ashes, changing the chemical makeup of the match. And there you have it, just 3 examples of chemical reactions taking place all around us. So the next time you hear chemical reactions, don't just think of a lab, think of the world around us. It's one big laboratory too.
Another type of reactions is decomposition reaction. It is a reaction in which a compound decomposes into 2 or more than 2 substances. For example, you have ferrous sulfate. Here is a 2 grams of ferrous sulfate is taken. It is a green color substance heated in a hard glass test tube. This is what is called hard glass test tube. There are 2 types of test tubes. The test tube which you use for heating purpose is called hard glass, and there is one more thinner in the quality. After some time, the green color of the ferrous sulfate crystals gradually fades away. So, the green color goes off, it becomes white in color, and the smell of burning sulfur is found. So, this is called thermal decomposition of ferrous sulfate. What is this? Tongs. just like handle there. So, this is a test tube, this is a burner, you have to heat it. After some time, what do you observe? The green color fades into white color. Okay. Let us see the reactions now. The reactions are ferrous sulphate, FeSO4, 7H2. What is 7H2O? That is called water of crystallization. Water of crystallization. When ferrous sulphate crystals are formed, it invariably mixes with the water. 1 mole of ferrous sulphate combines with 7 moles of water. So, this green color becomes colorless or white. Still, if you heat it, it becomes ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. Why? That is why the smell of sulfur. So, this is a reaction for decomposition. Why decomposition? One substance when heated forms 2 or more substances. It decomposes or breaks up. Similarly, one more example is lead nitrate. PbNO twice is lead nitrate. When lead nitrate is heated strongly in a hard glass test tube, it breaks up into lead oxide. PbO is lead oxide, note down. And what is NO2? That is reddish brown fumes of nitrogen peroxide. Nitrogen has got 4 oxides. The 4th oxide is called nitrogen peroxide, NO2, and oxygen is liberated. This is one of the ways of preparing oxygen. So, this is decomposition because this compound lead nitrate is decomposed into lead oxide and nitrogen peroxide and oxygen. Okay. So, this like that there are so many examples, and one more interesting experiment you can try yourself is electrolysis of water. That is also example for decomposition reaction. As it is by the help of electricity, we call it as electrolytic decomposition. A plastic mug is taken, 2 holes are drilled in the base. So, 2 holes here, hole number 1, hole number 2, and rubber stoppers are fitted. These are the rubber stoppers, and graphite electrodes are inserted in these rubber stoppers. So, these are graphite rods. These are graphite rods. These electrodes are connected to a 6-volt battery. So, they are connected to a 6-volt battery, means 4 cells. One cell is 1.5, it takes 6 volts, means 4 cells you have to keep. So, this is positive, this is negative. So, what happens? So, I think you understood, this is a mug, plastic mug. These are the 2 holes fitted with the 2 corks. These are 2 test tubes filled with water inserted inside, and you have to take what is called as acidified water. Why you must take acidified water? Because water as it is not a good conductor of electricity. It conducts electricity only in the presence of electrolytes like salt or acid and so on. Okay. So, when you pass current, what happens? Because graphite is a good conductor of electricity, it conducts electricity, and gases start coming out. One is oxygen, another is hydrogen. And what do you observe? What do you observe? The 2 test tubes are filled with water are to be kept inverted over graphite electrodes. Bubbles formed at the electrodes. They found to replace water filled within the test tubes. After some time, you observe that volume of the 2 gases collected, hydrogen and oxygen, will be 2:1. 2:1. Okay. So, what do we conclude by this? Conclusion is The two gases formed are in the ratio of 2:1 by volume. As the reaction decomposition takes place due to electrical energy, we call it as electrolytic decomposition. Is it all right? Okay. Now let us see some homework. Now here is one quiz. You must identify what are the different kinds of reactions. Here two substances are taken, A and B, and they form a compound called AB. That reaction is called, come on, combination reaction. For example, hydrogen plus chlorine, hydrogen chloride, hydrogen plus oxygen, water. That is called synthesis. Two or more substances combine to form a new substance. And same thing if it is reversed, it is called decomposition reaction. Why decomposition? For example, water, if it just now is seen, electrolytic decomposition, water is decomposed into hydrogen and oxygen. And these two we are going to study next. This is called displacement reaction and this is called double displacement reaction. Okay. Here element C combines with this compound AB and it displaces B. That is why it is called as displacement reaction. Here there will be mutual transfer. A will combine with the D and B will combine with C. So, there will be mutual transfer of the radicals. This is called double displacement or double decomposition reaction. Okay. This is just for a interesting quiz it is called. Okay. You have to identify and similarly you must give examples also. Let us see homeworks. First one, write the chemical equations of the following and balance them. Carbon plus oxygen gives carbon dioxide, hydrogen plus chlorine gives hydrogen chloride. Write the balanced chemical equation for the following. With the physical states, phosphorus burns in chlorine to form phosphorus pentachloride. And next, calcium hydroxide plus carbon dioxide gives calcium carbonate plus water. You write the reaction, balance it. Okay. And lastly, when potassium chlorate is heated, decompose into potassium chloride and oxygen. So, come prepared with that. Thank you.